There is perhaps no issue more contentious in American politics today than the role of leftism in our society. For some, leftism represents a necessary corrective to the excesses of capitalism and a means of achieving greater social justice for all. For others, however, leftism is a dangerous force that threatens to undermine the very fabric of American society. In this blog post, we will explore the dangers of leftism in American society, examining its consequences on a range of issues, including economics, culture, and politics. We will look at how leftism has contributed to the rise of identity politics, the erosion of traditional American values, and the growing divide between the political left and right. We will also consider the ways in which leftism has impacted the economy, from its effects on small businesses to its role in promoting government intervention in markets. Ultimately, this blog post will argue that leftism poses a real threat to the stability and prosperity of American society. 1. Leftist policies promote dependence /in/. None of the dangers of leftist policies in American society is their potential to promote dependence among citizens. Leftist policies often involve expanding government social programs and providing assistance to those in need. While this may seem like a positive thing, it can create a culture of dependence, where individuals rely on government support rather than taking responsibility for their own lives. This can lead to a lack of motivation to work and a decrease in productivity, ultimately contributing to economic stagnation. Additionally, when government support is a primary source of income for individuals, it can be difficult to break the cycle of poverty and achieve financial independence. While it is important to provide assistance to those in need, it is also important to promote self-reliance and encourage individuals to take control of their own lives. 2. Leftism stifles free speech /in/. None of the dangers of leftism in American society is its tendency to stifle free speech. Leftist ideology often emphasizes political correctness and the avoidance of offense, oftentimes leading to the suppression of ideas and opinions that are deemed controversial or offensive. This tendency is evident in a growing number of college campuses, where speakers with unpopular or conservative viewpoints are frequently disinvited or shouted down by student protesters. Additionally, leftist activists and organizations have been known to use tactics such as cancel culture to silence individuals or companies that express views deemed unacceptable by their standards. The suppression of free speech not only undermines fundamental democratic values, but also limits the exchange of ideas and impedes intellectual progress. 3. Leftist agenda undermines individualism /in/. None of the concerns surrounding the leftist agenda is that it undermines individualism. Individualism is a fundamental value in American society, as it celebrates the freedom of personal choice, self-reliance, and self-expression. However, leftists often promote collectivism, which focuses on the needs of the group over the individual. Collectivism can lead to a lack of personal responsibility and a reliance on the government to solve problems, which can ultimately lead to a loss of individual freedoms. Moreover, the leftist agenda often advocates for policies that limit individual freedoms, such as censorship and restrictions on free speech. These policies can suppress the individual's ability to express themselves freely, which goes against the core values of American society. Thus, it is important to consider the potential consequences of the leftist agenda's focus on collectivism and its impact on individualism in American society. 4. Leftism encourages victimhood mentality /n/. None of the dangers of leftism in American society is the encouragement of victimhood mentality. Leftist ideologies often propagate the belief that individuals are oppressed by systems of power and privilege, and that they are powerless to effect change in their lives without the intervention of government or other external forces. This victimhood mentality can lead to a sense of entitlement and a lack of personal responsibility, as individuals may believe that their circumstances are entirely determined by external factors beyond their control. Furthermore, this mentality can create division and resentment between different groups, as individuals may perceive themselves as victims of systemic oppression or discrimination based on their race, gender, or other identity factors. Ultimately, the encouragement of victimhood mentality by leftist ideologies undermines the principles of individual agency and self-determination that are essential to a healthy and prosperous society. 5. Leftist agenda promotes socialism /n/. None of the key concerns about the leftist agenda is its promotion of socialism. Socialism is an economic system in which the means of production and distribution are owned and controlled by the state. This means that individuals and businesses do not have the same level of control over their economic activities, as the government takes on a larger role in the economy. Leftists argue that socialism can create a more equal society by redistributing wealth and resources, but critics argue that it stifles innovation and individual initiative, leading to a less productive and less prosperous society. The dangers of socialism are evident in many countries that have implemented socialist policies, with economic decline and even political instability being common outcomes. Therefore, it is important to carefully consider the implications of socialist policies and their potential impact on American society before embracing the leftist agenda. 6. Leftism undermines traditional values /n/. None of the dangers of leftism in American society is that it undermines traditional values. Leftist ideologies tend to reject the importance of traditional values such as family, patriotism, and religious faith. Instead, they promote progressive values such as individualism, multiculturalism, and moral relativism. This can lead to a breakdown of social cohesion and a loss of cultural identity. When traditional values are eroded, it can become difficult for people to connect with one another and to feel a sense of belonging to something greater than themselves. In extreme cases, this can lead to a breakdown of societal norms and an erosion of societal stability. It is important to recognize the value of traditional values and to work to preserve them in American society. In conclusion, the dangers of leftism in American society cannot be ignored. While some may argue that it represents progress and compassion, the reality is that it often leads to division, intolerance, and authoritarianism. It is important for individuals to educate themselves on the various ideologies and to approach political issues with critical thinking and an open mind. Only then can we truly work towards a society that promotes freedom, equality, and justice for all.